Hello and welcome to the first in a series of videos all about the Loupedeck editing console for Lightroom. This series is aiming to sort of give a bit more information for people who are particularly thinking about purchasing the Loupedeck or already have one and want to learn a bit more tips about how to make the best use of it. So as you can see, we've got two versions of the Loupedeck here. This one is the original version with the silver outline, and this one's the Loupedeck Plus, which is the newer model and has a lot more features, which I'll go into in later videos. But this first video is going to talk about just basically what the Loupedeck is and hopefully help you sort of in your decision about maybe buying it. So the basic layout of the Loupedeck itself, you have the dials here, which are the sliders in the develop module. Then you have some dials which you can program to do other things like sharpness and dehaze, and then you have buttons which can do various things like switching between the library and develop module, or you can set them on to have like things like presets set up, which is this row along the top. There's other ones on the left hand side on the Plus. They're not on the original one though. But these open things like the brush dialog or graduated filters, etc., radial filters, or they can just be used to open things outside of Lightroom, like the editing console application itself, to alter buttons. You have the hue, saturation, luminance, and color sort of section, which means you can edit individual colors, change the balance of each color. You can see what your photo looks like before and after using the before and after key. You can also export, which opens the export dialog. Basically, it just saves you a few mouse clicks. Down here you've got your ratings area, so these are for when you're kind of going through your pictures and finding which ones to edit. So you have the star rating, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or the color rating, so whichever your preference, you can switch between them and rate your pictures. You also have this dial, which is a scroll wheel for rotating pictures. It can be pressed, which means you'll open the crop dialog, and then you can use the slider to zoom in and out of the picture, and your arrow keys to adjust the area of the crop. All of the buttons can be pressed to go back to the original value. They also have a function key. Now the function key means that you can hold it and it's basically acts like a shift key on your keyboard. It means that the buttons have a secondary function. It's different, not all the keys can be customized, but pretty much all of them, especially on the Plus, can be customized. The ones that are labeled like D and C and L can all be programmed to pretty much anything, and then the Plus has this custom mode, which I'll go into more, but the custom mode means that all of the slider, all the dials here have a secondary function, which is a lot more useful. Overall, I would say if you're a professional photographer, or you're pretty, you photograph a lot and you have lots of pictures to work with, definitely consider buying the Loupedeck. If you're a kind of hobbyist, amateur photographer, you do a few pictures and you like using Lightroom and things like that, but you don't use it too often, then maybe consider giving it a try. Maybe finding someone who has one and just giving it a go before you make the big purchase, because it is a substantial purchase. But if you photograph a lot, you're going to get a lot of use out of it, and you really enjoy the benefits that it will bring. Yeah, so that's everything about the Loupedeck sort of basics. Now the next few videos will be a bit more in depth about certain functions and tips and tricks and things like that. So I'd like to know things that you would like to hear about the Loupedeck. Maybe have like some questions, or there's a function you're not sure that exists or not. And we'd also like to hear how you use your Loupedeck, because I've changed quite a few things on mine. There might be something that I don't know about, or some ways that people use it that are a bit different. I'd love to hear a bit about it. So if you can drop a comment, maybe a picture or something about how you use it, and we'll try and use it in a future video. You can check out my photography on my website, which is linked down below. I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. So yeah, please give me a message, let me know what you thought of the video, share it with people, and I'll see you on the next one.